Hey YouTube, welcome back. Happy Thursday. So a lot happened last night. I thought we'd take a look, but the only problem is I'm going to have to keep pausing you while I find different timestamps. I'm bothered about the dog barking, the backdrop staying up, the birds tweeting, the washing machine making too much background noise. Please, everybody, fingers crossed, we make it to the end of this and everything turns out okay. So I'm going to jump straight in. I'm going to take a listen at some recordings from Diane's channel last night. Let's go.
Tell the truth, you all flag me. Who else flagged me? I haven't been in the community. The women in this community flagged me. About 20 creators and you, so just grow up. Bloody creep. For you can see me, I was in your side chat every week in, week out, or week, and you couldn't see me. I was invisible. But isn't it funny how when now you've got me, you can see me? It just shows what a fraud you are.
So she's saying, just by her words right there very clearly, she feels wronged. She feels like she was treated as though she was invisible. That's not to say that's real, okay? Some people, there's imagined slights, okay? They are totally imagined. So you don't necessarily need to do something to somebody that sounds like this to get a reaction like this, okay?
Grow up. Now you see me, now you don't. You're a fraud, Mrs. Crusoe. You're a scam artist, you're a con woman, along with Wendy.
Right, so she is spilling out her vitriol, okay? We know already from the signs of how she's conducting herself and how she's choosing to converse, she's making statements, okay? There is no negotiation open by the words that by the words and phrase, and you know how she's putting across herself. She's not open to negotiation.
You're scamming those other links too. But it's okay. Get Bommy on to dig a great big hole for herself. Which of course you started to try, didn't you? And you're going to kick her in it. I know you are. So did you. So did 3 days ago. Because you're going down. You're going to take her in and then go down with you, but that's fine. That's what psychopaths do, isn't it? Okay, so
I'm just going to pause you and find the next timestamp. We're back. Next timestamp.
Oh, top cop. We're not even scratching the surface.
Right? How you know this? You've not sent the figures into the Attorney General's office, have you? Can I say something? I told you at the beginning that after the day's performance, don't mess the Attorney General's office about. She's not messing with, you're not dealing with people like Diane. I mean, shouldn't you know that? So, could you please email me now, a day, a time, tomorrow, whenever, when you're going to send it in, so we can let her know. I deal with a 3-year-old.
Okay, so she's asking for something, okay? And whatever it is she's asking for, I think she's asking for proof. She feels entitled to ask for that, but then at the same time, she comes across as some kind of authority and she's telling them, it feels like I'm dealing with a 3-year-old, okay? So she's very clear in how she perceives this situation. I'm just going to pause you again. Hold on.
Being antagonistic.
Go back.
That, I haven't got time for that. The Attorney General wants the figures. And why ever you didn't share them with me? You were just being antagonistic. That, I will strike. Because that's just being tormenting state. But you're not telling me when I've got you not trying to find out. You have no idea what you're talking about. What's the big secret, Bonnie? Keep it to yourself. No, you're not.
This kind of ranting, right? This kind of the way they just run away with themselves, okay, leaving these voice clips. There's no answer or response good enough that's going to sit well after this kind of ranting. This is all only in my opinion, okay? It's not stating it as fact. It's simply an opinion. This kind of ranting, amazingly, I was raised around, okay? Constant, just pushing you into the ground, letting you know how awful they think you are. I'm just going to pause it again and get the next timestamp. Next one. Let's go.
Hopefully, you and the girls did a video for my grandson Alfred, my granddaughter Cara, explaining to them why they can't watch YouTube this Christmas, okay? And all the rest of you.
Right, so here we go, okay? Here's the guilt trip. Different tactics will be introduced, okay, in order to achieve whatever it is this person wants, okay? We've had the ranting, the telling off, the being the authority, okay? And now here comes the guilt trip. My grandchildren are not going to be able to watch YouTube and it's all your fault, okay?
That created this to cover your own shit. You won't get Vinny G, you could do a duo. Get Vinny G, because he's a man that overseas, apparently. When else he said, he's a man. Yeah, get Vinny, if he's a man, street so full of bullies. And
now some of it is inaudible, so I'm sorry if you can't quite catch what she's saying. Even I can't catch what she's saying, and the volume's on full. Shh, shh, shh.
And do a video as well to my granddad, okay? And considering I'm more impeccably behaved than any single person in here, you know that. And I've never done anything wrong, and you.
Right, so she said she's more impeccably behaved than anybody in here, okay? So she's placing herself in a position of superiority. Note that, okay? So we've had the authority tactic from the beginning. Then we've got the raging and the ranting, okay? Mindless. And now we had the guilt trip, and now we have the next stage.
Know that.
Okay, the superiority.
You trying to keep the lid from coming off your community. All you've done is play some kids. And the roof's still coming off. Okay.
Right, I'll just grab the next timestamp. Next one.
You know that kind of mistrusting, dirty fealty, fiddling. Well, all the links seem to have that feeling. Like TNT's got them, and it's just like it feels dirty, like the whole community is a scam one way or another. Cold feeling all of a sudden onto one of Christmas. It's just disgraceful. How have you got the gall to do that?
Right. So she's saying the whole thing with the wish lists is a scam. The entire community is a scam. Okay. We know that that's not true. We know that those links belong to people and nobody else is profiting off these wish lists. So that would be a delusion, in my opinion. Okay. And then now we have the disgust. She's saying how disgusting it all is. There's the disgust.
Don't admit it though, eh? Jesus, there's not a lot of charity in TNT. Come on. Jesus tonight. You know, the most disgusting thing to me is that you have labelled me as the most awful thing in this community. What? Sorry.
Okay, so she said there, she has been labelled as the most awful thing in this community. And I wouldn't necessarily say that's true. I do think she has been labelled, but a lot of that has been down to her own behaviour. So there is no self-responsibility there for any of her own behaviour. There is no self-accountability. She is blame-shifting, okay, entirely placing the blame of how she's being perceived onto other people. Just wait for the next one to come up.
You know, that kind of mistrusting, dirty fealty, fiddling.
Hold on, this is the same one. 1 second. Okay, so that recording carries on, and here we go.
Thing in this community, a community that I really died in. battled and told you and complained about it and said about it for months and months and months and months and months.
So she's saying she's battled it. She's been complaining about it for months and months and months, okay? I am picking up that this person has now taken on the role of a martyr, okay? She feels persecuted. She is making herself, in my opinion, the martyr of all of this fiasco.
And the scumbags, dirty, low down, cowardly women that you are, lied about me like that. I want to find the proof of what I've done. I absolutely do. I'm never going to stop. I'm never going to stop.
Okay, so she's telling us she's never going to stop. She's never going to stop. And it's important that we pay attention to that, because the words that people say, they're the words that they say. She's saying she's not going to stop.
The whole community has to go. I don't care. I don't care. I'm not having that. There's no way in my lifetime I've ever spoke anything like the piece that how you regularly speak. Ever. Disgusting. It's totally disgusting. Now you can not just take my baby's YouTube away, but label me the worst person.
So this is her core issue right there, okay? You have taken the YouTube away from her babies, okay? And she has been labelled as the worst thing in the world, according to her, okay? She's saying cesspit.
Okay, so
I'll just grab the next timestamp. Okay, so a lot of these I haven't heard, okay? I haven't managed to catch the whole thing. I've been busy today. I've only heard one or two of them, so I'm hearing these as you are.
Put this on your channel. I've got a question. I've got a human right to ask. A human right to answer in a recording. Because do not answer me. Yeah, I will show you my face. I won't start doing this. My question is this, affects QT. My human right to a question, which does require an answer. My question to you is...
So she's saying there she has a question, and it's her human right to ask this question. Okay, the words that she's putting behind it, it's her human right. Not grandstanding. She's putting a heightened, I don't know how to explain it. I hate this when it happens when I'm trying to do a video. She's making it huge, grand. It's grandiose, okay? It's my human right, okay? We don't go around saying that typically when we want to ask a question. She is making it grandiose how she asks this question. It is my human right, which would lead you to believe that her human rights are being affected, denied, she's without them, and she wants this one.
What will you think? What did you think? What did you think I would feel? Tell me the truth. What did you think I would feel when I realised that you talked about me and lied about me on Diane's
okay, so
Hold up, I'll just find the next timestamp. Okay, next one.
Okay, I'm adding you. Okay, go ahead.
Hello, Starlight. I hope you can hear me now. I'll speak a bit slower. It's Julia, Jasmine Deville. You've got two kids. You've got children, haven't you? Hello, Starlight. How would you feel? How would you feel if you had never done anything wrong? I haven't done anything wrong here. I haven't, hello, Starlight. I haven't. I've never spoken on YouTube. All I've done is write comments. I would never have...
So where she's saying, I haven't done anything wrong, there's a need there for that to be validated, okay? That's, if you were hearing that from somebody, you would want to say, oh, it's okay. Let's carry on.
All my time, dedicating my life to St. Jude. All that time for nothing.
So here we go, dedicating my life to St. Jude's, okay? For me, my perception of this is someone it comes across as very much like a martyr, okay? Trying to do great good and being persecuted, okay? She feels like, well, she could do, okay? It feels like she feels, from her own words, that she feels like she's being persecuted, and she's trying to do this huge, grand, great gesture, and she's being persecuted for it.
I wouldn't do that. Stop. I wouldn't do that.
Okay, and that quickly switches to tears, all right? Quickly switches to tears. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. You don't mind what you said. You tell my grandkids. You tell them at Christmas that they can't watch YouTube. I haven't done anything, so I tell them. I feel tormented.
Okay, and the crying is being further pushed out, okay? To me, it feels extremely forced and histrionic, okay? When we communicate, we have a body language in our own words, all right? We leave a body language the same way that there's body language when we look at other people, and we can pick up vibes. We can pick up the same from the way we express ourselves and the words that we choose to use, and how the emotion behind the words. It feels very histrionic to me, overblown and over the top, disproportionate to the situation. Okay, so we've got what feels like forced sobbing, okay? We're back to the guilt trip, making you feel bad. I have explained in videos before, when people are pushing you for your empathy and sympathy repeatedly, over and over again, that is a red flag. Something is wrong. It doesn't matter what the thing is that's wrong, whether it's a narcissist, a psychopath, somebody that's mentally ill, somebody that's trying to get one over on you. The title doesn't matter. What matters is you pick up on the red flag. All of these behaviours are geared towards empathy and sympathy. Red flag.
Feels like sit here in another country. I don't see this. I'm just enough to see that. Fucking, I'm covering mastermind or a fool. Are you kidding me? Are you really kidding me?
Feels very forced. Very.
Okay, so now she's putting on the tears.
I'll just find the next timestamp. Okay, so now somebody's going to read out an email that this individual sent, okay?
I didn't know I could type and send a recording. What an idiot. Anyways, I'm just so beaten by strangers. It's fucking awful. A YouTube...
Okay, so I'm just so beaten by strangers. It's awful, okay? Now, a healthy human being, all right, wouldn't keep allowing themselves to be beaten by strangers. She is victimizing herself, in my opinion, making herself the victim, okay?
Community have wrecked my fucking life as I knew it.
The community has wrecked my life as I knew it. Now think about that. The community has wrecked my life as I knew it. So she's telling us that her entire life has been absolutely destroyed. From what? From what? Now for me, this is the manipulation, okay? The self-victimization, the histrionics. And the way to look for histrionics in the body language of the words we use is when there is a disproportionate response from the individual to the situation, okay? You don't see any coping skills. You don't see any wanting to talk it through. All of it is geared towards empathy and sympathy consistently, okay? It probably wouldn't matter if somebody tried to talk this person round. It is about this person, in my opinion, seeks their fuel and supply from other people by pulling on their empathy and sympathy, drawing it out of you to the point where it's exhausting. Repeatedly, over and over again, to me, this demonstrates somebody that isn't going to stop until they get empathy and sympathy and fill themselves up with it.
Want my good character back and my channel. You know I didn't do this. Stop tormenting me to death. And I forgot to send to Laura.
So stop tormenting me to death, okay? And again, a healthy adult, you would move away from whatever is tormenting you, okay? There is still no self-responsibility. It's about blaming other people. And healthy people would know to recognise that. Where is her self-responsibility in any of this? Why would you keep going with something that was destroying your life? You would, come on, you would move away from it, okay? Do not be pulled in, do not be fooled.
Me back my life, please. A filthy community.
Give me back my life, please. As though this individual holds her life in her hands. So that's telling me that her whole power belongs in the hands of this individual. I'm sorry, but that is the biggest load of tosh I have heard in about a week.
Cannot end my fucking life.
Hang on,
I
what
need
was that?
To Laura, give me back my life, please. A filthy community cannot end my fucking life. I need MGL to be a human woman and help me, please. Ask her, please, to get Google about how this is wrecking my life. It's my life. Your community was dangerous.
So again, it's all about wrecking her life. Her life has been wrecked or destroyed. They're the words she's choosing to use, okay? And again, with the victimization, okay? She's not even specifically saying, if you notice, there's no specific example of what that is. There's a lot of, it's all smoke. This is what you need to look for, okay? This is all smoke and mirrors to me, in my opinion. There's no clear example of what this destroying her life was. It's just grandiose statements, okay? They're huge, whopping, great big statements. They don't tend to make any sense, and there's no examples given.
Pain. It should not be dangerous. Your dangerous community has wrecked my fucking life. Tell MGL will she please help me? It shouldn't matter.
Your dangerous community has wrecked my life. I really hope I don't offend anyone here, but if you were participating in a community that you perceive to be dangerous, okay, there has to be some self-responsibility on your behalf, that knowing it's dangerous, you still choose to partake in hanging out there, okay? That's where your self-responsibility comes in. We don't just let things happen and keep letting them happen. If things were happening that are terrible, then we are, we've got free will. We can move away from it. We should move away from it.
She hates me because this is for health reasons. This is for health reasons. My anxiety is off the scale with raging anger. Oh, wait.
My anxiety is off the scale with raging anger. Okay, so if this community, this dangerous community that's wrecked your life and causing your anxiety to go off the scale, why are you still hanging out there, approaching people, messaging people? Why? Why would you be still trying to make contact with these people that are so dangerous? Again, where is the self-responsibility? What we hear in those words, again, is repeated self-victimization and a need to draw out empathy and sympathy. Because while she's telling you that all this bad stuff has happened, it pulls it on our heartstrings, okay? It triggers our empathy and our sympathy, and we want to feel bad. And when we feel bad for other people, we lower our guard, we drop our boundaries, and we don't see the red flags. If people can cloud your mind with empathy, okay, you will not see the red flags. You won't see them. You'll let them go. You'll ignore them. You'll be too emotionally led, too emotionally involved, instead of using your mind and your intelligence and know to look for things. You're being manipulated, in my opinion.
There's a recording with it.
There's
Okay, let
another
me show-
recording coming.
Oh, she's also in the past
I'm just trying to
emailed,
fast forward.
Molly.
Tiffany Marie doesn't bite. Just saying. Is the screen up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Jasmine. I can't, I'm upsetting my dog too much. I don't want to do that. Otherwise,
I'm upsetting my dog too much and I don't want to do that. Why would it be upsetting your dog being on the internet? What are you doing that's upsetting your dog? Strange.
I can't upset my dog. Thank you, anyway.
Okay, so she was upsetting her dog.
I'm just going to pause you while I find the next one. Okay, another one.
Okay. Now stop me if I played this one. I don't know.
Hello, Starlight. I've never been an adult anywhere so inhumane as your community has been to me. I only have
Okay,
to...
so again, we've got the forced histrionics. Okay, your community has been so inhumane to me. Like, notice the grandiose words she's using to describe what she perceives is happening to her. It's so inhumane. Now look at that word on its own, inhumane. Now what do you consider inhumane? I would consider that something that was persistently cruel happening to somebody, okay, to the point that it was having a really big impact on their self. All right, this person that we know of has been consistently going around sending emails and trying to contact people, making threats about contacting attorney generals and leaving voice notes. Nobody has been doing anything to this person, but yet she perceives it all to be inhumane, their reactions to her behaviour, right? So she's doing these things, taking these steps, okay, contacting these people and leaving voice notes like this and sending emails and leaving huge comments. And when they react to them, okay, which they do have the freedom to react to them how they wish, okay, they will get angry or they get frustrated and annoyed with them, that's within their right to do that. So, but she perceives this as inhumane, okay. She doesn't say, you know, she doesn't say that there's been some cross communication somewhere. We can sort this out like adults. Maybe what I wrote didn't come across how I meant it. There's none of that, okay? It's the repeated self-victimization and the histrionic, grandiose use of words to describe what's happened to her, okay? She is the martyr. She's trying to do good and all these people are persecuting her. For me, I believe that's her mindset.
Opinion. And I was very, very...
Stopped.
Oh, what happened?
Hello, Starlight. I've never been as your community has been to me. I only have an opinion, and I was very, very polite. I didn't go in there blackguarding and saying you're a fraud, and I didn't say anything.
I only had an opinion, okay? I only had an opinion. I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything wrong, okay? Now, most of you, if you've been around DC, you will have seen her comments or witnessed her going into chats and things like that. She isn't necessarily, offensive. She does repeat herself. I have not seen anything abusive in her language, but she is very persistent. But when she's saying she just left a comment, okay, that is not true, because I have witnessed her going after and going after and going after the same person, or attempting to harass this person, using third parties to do it, going around the community, trying to stir them up, recruit them as flying monkeys, in my opinion, and try to use them to go after the individual that she's got a problem with, okay? That's my perception of this.
Say it until February.
Yeah, no, we heard this one.
You
You
forget.
did call me a fraud, you liar.
Right, just let me pause and find the next one. I hope you're bearing with me. So here we are with the next recording.
You're a fraud. You're a scam artist. I came into your dangerous community last August. Can't forget that. your dangerous community. And let's not forget, you have pushed me in your women and your flaggers. Don't just flag me, Diane. Don't just flag me.
Right, so she's saying there she's been pushed, okay? So again, she is blame shifting. Her actions, she's putting the responsibility of those actions onto somebody else.
And anywhere else, contrary to what you just said before, I want panel. I've never spoken on a panel in my life.
She's
Let's get back
listening.
to the reality, shall we? And why don't you ask your MGL? Because I've already put it out there that I got close to a heart attack. And you don't give a shite.
No, I don't give a shite.
Where's the life coach? She can get hold of Google. You don't care.
I think she said something about a heart
I
attack.
got close to a heart attack. And you don't give a shite.
No, I don't give
And
a
she's
shite.
saying you don't give a shite. And here again, with the self-victimization, this person is attempting to shift the blame of her behaviour by using something that, again, draws on empathy or sympathy. In my opinion, that's what that statement was made for.
Where's the life coach? She can get hold of Google. You don't care. Because you're a scam artist and a fraud.
Yeah, I'm a scam artist and a fraud.
And I'm a thief.
Yeah.
Don't tell me I've been all over YouTube and spoken. I never have spoken, okay?
Okay, well, that's
Okay.
a lie. That's a clear lie, because I've seen her myself do that, going around various channels, contacting the creators and attempting to say things about this creator, negative things.
You flagged me to cover your shit.
I didn't flag you, crazy
Go
lady.
and
So she's saying you've flagged me to cover up for your mess. So again, she's blame shifting. She's stating another reason why she's behaving as she is. You flagged me to cover your shit, okay? That makes what she's doing okay.
get Laura and Egram at your panel. You've got it all to compare. I am not your dirty scapegoat. I never will be. I haven't done a thing wrong. You followed the comment. I never written a rude
So when
comment
she's
in
saying
my
I'm not your dirty scapegoat, she sees herself as some kind of somebody that's just being attacked or harassed, possibly for absolutely no reason of her own. That in her, for me, it's a delusion. Okay, a delusion. It's not reality.
certainly can't top TNT and Angel, can I? So go on. You've got it coming. Very clear. You really are. You're a fraud, Mrs. Crusoe, with 2 children.
So she's doxing.
See, she thinks I'm another woman who has 2 children.
Well, and there's a comment too right now that says whoever is responsible for tracking members on the watch list should be ashamed.
What?
It says whoever is responsible for tracking members on the watch list should be ashamed. This is how.
Okay, I'm just going to find the next recording. Next one.
All right.
I don't know why I kept saying hello, Starlight. I'm talking to all of you. All I want is to be treated fairly, to be terminated like that, and told I'm the most abusive person in the most foul community. I would never have saved my community for 2 minutes. I'd ever sent you. I didn't know that Diane was, when they were fiddling for 2 months. I didn't say him till February, until I actually knew at the Amazon one. I'm not making it up. And you all
So
know anyway.
she believes that there is some kind of scam going on. Okay, she believes that.
I'm giving you the details. You're just taking the mickey out of me. You're making a mockery out of me. And you're making me...
Well, again, with the self-victimization, you're making a mockery out of me. Now, if you felt that somebody was making a mockery out of you, okay, me personally, I would stay away from that person. I wouldn't allow it to continue. We have our own, we can stop things. We don't have to, we're not just like here and people can just say and do what they want to us and around us. We can move away from it, okay? But here, she is not taking, again, any self-responsibility. People are making a mockery of her, okay? She's been victimized by it. It hasn't made her leave, though, has it? It's made her, she's carried on contacting people, sending emails, harassing, leaving long comments, making threats, coming into chats, repeating the same accusations, okay?
I haven't been to any other communities. That's why Diane said when she started that stinky live stream that I've been to the panels. No, I haven't. I've never been to a panel in my life. So I've never been to. I've only been in your community.
Well, I know she hasn't been maybe on not a DC panel, but there is a video of her on a panel.
Lying bitch. The lying bitch. And it's either one or two things. You either all are scamming in one way or another, or whatever. It's a mucky, dirty community where I know it's not terms of service anyway. Come on, the language is beyond that, and it's insulting. It's just insulting that a group of strangers themselves are violate all the time, and because I'm a problem to one of them, because I was about to out her completely, which I'm still going to do, whether you all like it or not, I'm still going to do it. She's abused me. She's wrecked my life.
She's abused me and wrecked my life, okay? No example of the abuse, okay? That's another grandiose, histrionic statement designed to draw and pull on people's heartstrings, i.e. their empathy and sympathy.
She shouldn't need to be like that. Absolutely no need. And I've not done anything.
So again, there's no need for her to be like that. That's what she's saying. There's no need for her to be like that. I haven't done anything, okay? Again, the self-victimization. No responsibility anywhere.
You false flaggers.
She's not even, if you notice, okay, she's not explaining anything of what's happened. All the statements that she is making in this conversation are about pulling on empathy and sympathy. They're about drawing that out of people, okay, in order to side with her and give her fuel, in my opinion.
You obviously know that's a loophole, but you know exactly that it leaves, it tosses somebody out of the community, you lock the doors, and you just fuck them off, and that's it. And you leave them to get a new computer. You don't give a shit about their lives. I am close to heart attack. How's that like Tiffany Marie, Brian St. John? I am not a well woman. I wasn't a well woman when I came into your community.
So again, I am not a well woman, okay? I'm not a well woman. I wasn't a well woman when I came into your community. She's mentioned the heart attack now in the midst of all this 2 times that I remember and have heard. And we are back with the self-victimization. The community has wrecked her life, okay? How is that possible? Because think about your life and the things you go about doing in the real world every day. How has any of what she's been doing, leaving the comments or sending emails and voice notes, how has any of that wrecked her life? In what way? In what way has that wrecked your life? Like, did you end up homeless because of it? Did you end up in hospital because of it? Did someone hurt you? Did you lose your car? Did you nearly lose your life over it? In what way did it wreck your life? There are no examples. Again, drawing on empathy and sympathy.
I've got no one to talk to really. This is inhumane. Brian St. John.
And again with the inhumane.
I'm ashamed of you. I have no idea how you cannot help me. You're a fellow man. I have no idea. I have no idea what someone's told you about me. I have no idea what is wrong with you. I'm a human being. I'm your fellow man. And you're supposed to be a man of God. Oh, bloody well, help me. Help me. What you're doing. I shouldn't have to eventually go to the papers and tell all this tale again. I want this done.
She said about going to the papers and telling all of this.
15 months. And it was, she did to me when she dabbled with the email from the Attorney General's office. That was disgusting. That was Dave the traitor. That was disgusting.
She's saying Dave the traitor. That was disgusting.
Tonight, rubbing my nose in there again. That is absolutely disgusting.
And she's saying that they're rubbing her nose in it again, and it's absolutely disgusting. To my knowledge, I haven't witnessed anybody rubbing her nose in anything, okay? I've witnessed huge reactions to her behaviour, but to be receiving like 65 emails in 4 days or whatever it was, I mean, that is absolutely not okay. That is harassment. And it doesn't matter if you like the person or you don't. That is insidious, pathological harassment.
You cannot see Hello Starlight in Marie. If you cannot see Hello Starlight and Brennan's on the bias fucking torment, in my face torment, I can't take it anymore. And you took away my children's YouTube.
I can't take it anymore, and you've took away my children's YouTube, okay? So here we are again with the histrionics. This is what histrionic behaviour looks like. So if you hear the term histrionic narcissist, and I'm not saying that she is one, okay? Everything is overblown and over the top and disproportionate to what's going on, okay? It's very dramatic, right? Everything's dramatic, everything.
How would you like it? Have any of you women? Have I took anything from any of you women? No, I have not. But I've hardly got the strength to carry on.
Again, I've hardly got the strength to carry on, okay? Self-victimization, okay? You should be following me by now. Working on the empathy and the sympathy, okay? She barely has the strength to carry on. Like, why are you on the end of your life or something? The words she's using are disproportionate to the situation, all of them, okay? Taking your children's YouTube away. If she has lost her channel, okay, if her channel's been taken away, make another one. If the YouTube is for her grandchildren, I don't understand. Like, why wouldn't the mother or the father of those children make them a YouTube? And in any case, YouTube's not your life. There's plenty else of things to go on YouTube. She is holding somebody to blame for something that she believes happened. She is the martyr. She feels persecuted, okay? And that's just how it is. Now, if you're going to deal with a person like this, I might just close it off here, actually, because I think there's so much we could listen to with that. There's a lot more recordings, a lot more emails being read out that were sent. If you're dealing, if somebody like that is coming at you, and people aren't going to like this, okay? The best way to deal with those people is with your humility, okay? If you match their fire with your fire, okay, it doesn't stop. And I know it's hard when you're feeling harassed, okay? And this person, I would suggest that someone, the individual that this is happening to, that they seek, they go to the authorities and see what can be done, because it has become a matter of harassment, cyber harassment, in my opinion. But if you're going to deal with those people, the more you fire back at them, the more it fuels them on, all right? If it was me, okay, and this person was doing this, I would come on and I would say, I'm very sorry that you think I have hurt you, okay? I haven't meant to affect your life in the way you perceive it to be affected, okay? I apologise. I apologise for you feeling the way you do, okay? And in that, you're not taking accountability for her accusations, okay? You're remaining in the self part of you instead of the ego part of you, and you're using your humility, okay, to bring this down, okay? And surprisingly, it does work. You could call it counter manipulation, but you're being honest. I wouldn't suggest lying, okay? Like, you have to use your own humility, okay? You can sympathize with the person, all right, with a hard, firm boundary in front of it, and try to bring this down. Try to bring it down, because matching more, bringing more fire to this is not going to help it. It's just going to further fuel this lady on in what she believes has happened to her. She believes, in my opinion, she believes she's a martyr. She believes she's been wronged. She's using grandiose terms, inhumane. She's at the edge of her life. It's wrecked her life. It's taken something huge away from her grandchildren. There's no self-responsibility. There is a hell of a lot of self-victimization going on. And to me, it's with the hope that you feel bad and give in, okay? So with the humility, me using the humility to counter manipulate, if you like, this kind of targeting, right? By using that, if I'm demonstrating humility and I'm apologizing for the way this person believes things have played out, all right, there is no... Often people like this, okay, when I've dealt with them, When you meet them with their humility and a boundary, they go away. They go away because they recognise that they're not going to get anything from you. They're not going to get nothing more from you. By being firm but apologetic works often, okay? With people like this, in my case, I've been able to manage people like that and, you know, kindly, nicely, in a nice way, get them to stop and get them to go away and leave me alone and be still and boring like a grey rock, okay? It's important, okay? When you've got people like that coming at you, the worst thing you can do is use your fire to come back at them, all right? So I hope this video turned out okay. I hope the birds weren't too loud. Fortunately, Cleo didn't bark. She's having a nap in the lounge. The backdrop stayed up. It's this or a dark car. I hope you have a happy Thursday and take care and see you soon. Bye for now.